So this read is not going to be for everybody. And I want to add a trigger warning to this read. There's going to be a very sensitive topic discussed. I'm not going to go into great detail about it. But again, this isn't going to be for everybody. Roles can be reversed. This is for any zodiac sign. Please only take what resonates and leave the rest. For the past few days, I've been kind of like stressed out about something because, and my candle just went out over there. Awesome. I've been stressed because I keep feeling like there is somebody from your past that is coming back, but this person wishes they could have been there for you before. And it's because you may, again, this is a trigger warning, you may or may not have been hurt in some way by someone, whether it was physically, emotionally, or you know, there was some kind of pain that you went through in the past. And there is someone who feels like, if I would have been there, this would not have happened. This person feels like they let you down and they weren't there to protect you, and that's why something happened. And I really don't like these topics, but this is really bugging me. So I feel like it is for someone. You know, when an energy will not leave me alone, there's usually a reason for it. Even if it's for like one person and that's it, that's okay with me as long as the message gets out. And until I get it off my chest, it won't leave me alone. So I feel like there's a very special, very important message for someone out there. There is someone who wants to come back and they feel like if they had been there the whole time, such and such would not have happened to you. And they feel responsible. They feel like they should have and could have protected you if they had been there. There's also a song that's been kind of in my head. It's a song by the artist Grimes, and the song name is Oblivion. Again, this is not my kind of music. I'm into the more heavy stuff. I like my metal music a lot. But anyway, the song is really beautiful, actually. It is by the artist Grimes. Please look up the lyrics to the song Oblivion. So I don't know if that's going to completely resonate, but I feel it is important for someone. And I cut my finger the other day by accident. That's why I have the Band-Aid. So let's see what message comes out along with this. Yeah, see, this is someone that they're stuck. They're stuck here. 8 of Cups reverse. It's some Pisces energy. I feel like that person I was just speaking about that felt they should have, could have, would have been here to protect you. I feel like this has really been heavy on their mind, perhaps even for years. Okay, I'm getting more along the lines of maybe 8 months or something with the number 8. I do feel like the number 8 is important somehow, though. 8 months, 8 weeks, 8 days. It could be years. It could be for someone. It definitely could be. But yeah, they really feel heavy about this. They feel like they should have never left. Okay? I don't know if this person had to go away because they were like in the military, or they had a job somewhere else, or maybe they actually got into another situation. But yeah, here's that wheel. Here's a Wheel of Fortune here. See? Right there. Okay. This person feels like they could have changed fate if they had stuck around. Do you see this? They feel like things would have gone differently for you if they had stayed around, like their heart had wanted them to. And they feel like fate is bringing them back to you. I don't know where these messages come from, you guys. I really don't. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. I really, again, I feel a lot of self-blame here. A lot of self-blame. This person feels like they let you down. That you should have been able to depend on them and they weren't there. I can't tell you to what degree this bothers me. I don't think I've ever felt called to do a read like this before, ever. Also, they've been lonely without you. Seriously lonely. They might have even gone so far as to put themselves in some kind of isolation, or it could have affected them financially. I don't feel like this person cares right now what they lose. They want to come forward. Yeah, look, they don't... The Devil in reverse. Major Arcana for Capricorn. And another thing with this Devil in reverse, and again, if this resonates for more than one person, let's say, everybody it resonates with is going to have a different version of the story. But I feel like someone could have had an addiction here, you know, substances, unfortunately, or heck, it could have been anything. It could have been anything that was toxic. And they could have allowed that addiction in the past to dictate where they had went. Again, that's not for everybody. And if it's not that, again, this person just wants to protect you from evil. You know, like if I'm not around, that can't happen to collective. Yeah. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, the Ace of Wands. And I also, with that Ace of Wands, which I've never gotten this before, this person's saying, you know, I'm going to set fire to anything here that is going to hurt my collective. Nothing is ever going to hurt my collective again, because they're passionate here. They're very, very passionately driven to you. But yeah, I'm not saying that you didn't handle things well or that you needed a bodyguard per se, but I am saying that you just had somebody here that felt like they were supposed to protect you. But I feel like you did a great job at breaking free of the bonds between you and the other person that was toxic or abusive in whatever way. I feel like you did that on your own, but there's someone here that feels really mighty responsible, and they feel guilty. They feel guilty, you guys, because they weren't there to protect you. Yeah, look, that Knight of Swords has been... I shuffled the bejesus out of this deck after my All Signs read. That Knight of Swords has been plaguing me for weeks in the reverse. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. That past person that was abusive in one way or another, they could be a possible air sign, a Gemini, a Libra, or Aquarius. And that past person too, they wanted you to be stuck on them, I feel. They wanted you to have to rely on them forever. But I feel like you broke the binds, you know, and you did that alone. But there's someone that feels like you should not have had to do it alone. If that makes any sense. I don't know who this is going to resonate with, again. And if I'm talking too slowly, you can fast forward the video. Yeah, look, you're in the Empress energy, Taurus energy on that Wheel of Fortune. So the fate changed for you. I wanted to say something else, but I don't really like to bring religion into things, but I feel like almost the hands of God grabbed you up out of that situation and threw you into your power here, okay? I feel like that you had help from the other realm, which whatever you believe in, even if you're not religious, I do feel like there were forces unseen that helped you through this time. And gosh, my heart hurts so bad right now talking about this. You could have kids as well with that past energy that's abusive. That's not for everybody either. But, or they could have tried to have trapped you with a baby, or, you know, they still want to try to do that. But I don't think this person stands a chance. I feel like you actually really broke free of this person. The moon just flipped out. I'm not really, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take that. Major Arcana for Pisces. I don't like the way it flipped out, but the reason I went ahead and took that, again, this is such a dark read. I don't like this crap. I feel like you're still having to hide from something, from that dark energy that you went through. Good grief, man. I mean, you could even be someone in protective custody. It's that deep of a feeling for me, you guys. You know, and also I feel like the person that wants to, I'm not taking that because it just flipped wrong. The person that felt like they should have been there to help you, I feel like they kept that deeply, deeply hidden for a very, 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 very long time. How they're feeling. Look at that. Yeah, they're traveling to you. This other person is Six of Swords energy. This is Aquarius energy. Also, you have continued to heal beautifully and get away from that devil. Look, you have broken the chains. You're healing from that devil energy. I'm like almost losing my voice. Yeah, there was a huge tower moment in the recent past. Aries, Scorpio energy. Also, that other person, maybe they just found out that you went through this. Did you recently tell someone that you had been through something and they said, oh my God, I should have been there, I'm so sorry? And maybe you know this person has some deep feelings for you and, you know, is interested romantically in you in some way, and they're like having a freak out trying to get to you because even though it's after the fact, they feel like they still need to be there to save the day or something. I don't even feel like you need anything or anybody. You're in that Empress energy, but someone is feeling extreme guilt that they were not there when something happened to you. And again, I don't know if that was through the years, the months, the weeks. Look at that. The Six of Cups reversed on top of the Knight of Swords in reverse. See, that past person you were dealing with, the possible air sign, they really messed you up, or they did something, okay? You have such bad memories of this person. Words like, I'm even got the shakes a little bit. It's really rare that I channel an energy this powerful, okay? On top of the Eight of Cups in reverse, more Scorpio energy. But yeah, you could definitely have children with this individual. If not, you knew them for a very long time, or you may have went through this for a long time. Could have been 6 years, could have been 8 years, could have been 8 plus 6, could have been 14 years. God, I hope not. You know, it's really hard to get out of relationships sometimes, but, and the King of Pentacles is here now. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Earth. And that is on top of the Empress there. And I feel like that is also still your energy. I feel like your finances are going to start getting more stable if they're not already. job opportunities are opening up. I feel like the world of possibilities is here for you now, that you are away from this toxicity. Also, and why am I still losing my voice? Also, I feel like that person that's coming in that wish they could be there, they could be an earth sign. They don't have to be, but it's highly prevalent. Come on, cards, you can't all talk at once. Everybody's trying to talk at once. It could be an earth sign, but they are serious about you. They want to lock it down. This person, earth signs, they're like marriage material, right? Stability and home. The Eight of Pentacles in the reverse on top of that Moon card. You do still feel that past person's presence really heavily in your energy, I feel. And if you do, it may because this person works overtime in your energy field, okay? They even send you dreams. You could be having nightmares. You could be having, you have PTSD. Maybe, I'm not a doctor, but you could. You could have PTSD. You could have reoccurring dreams that, you know, you can't understand why you keep having these reoccurring dreams or nightmares. And sometimes it's hard for you to focus on the right here, right now, because this person just left so much in shambles. And also, again, I feel like that earth sign, they're overworking themselves to try to get to you. Why do I feel like this person is at a physical distance? I don't know. I just feel like they were not around. And if it's not that, something took heavy precedence in their life where they could not be around at the time. But they're back. Virgo energy, the Hermit in reverse. This person is back. And what they have learned from what you went through has them in a tizzy. And also, side note, that negative energy from the past that might have given you, you know, trauma, I feel it did, they're never going to find you again. Do you hear me? They are never, ever going to find you again. They are never going to get to you again. I promise. The Hermit reverse, this person, they're going to be left in the dark. They're never going to be able to reach you again. Ever. Ever. You're gone. Four of Pentacles in reverse. You're gone. Yeah. You are no longer theirs. They don't have any hold on you anymore whatsoever. And let's say that even if children are involved, you know, it doesn't matter. This could be a physical hold, a mental hold, an emotional hold, a financial hold. The ties are severed. You hear me? The ties are severed. And the very bottom of the deck, we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, the Knight of Cups energy. And there is new love coming your way. Okay? New love coming your way. I don't even want to place any more cards on that. And I'm done with it. I think I'm only going to do a little bit more here. And then I have to release this energy because I feel like I'm going to I'm going to throw up or something, honestly. Yeah, look, it was making you miserable. The Sun card in the reverse. Leo energy on top of that Six of Cups. And yeah, there might have been like shreds of something good that came out of that past situation. Like maybe you're taking it as, oh, okay, well, you know, what didn't kill me made me stronger. That kind of thing, right? But it made you, whatever happened or whatever you were tied to in the past made you downright effing miserable. Sunflowers could be significant here. Horses, the color red. Okay. I just feel like you were miserable. This past thing or person or whatever, they didn't like you because you brought too much light. You know what? And I feel like that's the truth. Page of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. You know what's weird though? Usually I take this as my stalker card. I don't feel like there's a stalker here. I feel like this is more than one person. And I do feel like this is kind of like a crowd of protection, or like a circle of like protection you have around you. And I know that sounds kind of weird. Please just go with it. It's just the channeled message. And they're learning. They're learning things here about you. And two, here, there's that earth sign who has heard the news, or they learned about what you went through and they weren't there, and they're here to like stand guard with their sword and protect you, you know, God forbid. And again, you might not even be looking for a new love after going through something like that. It's unbelievable to think anybody would be open to love, right? But this person feels like they're coming back around, and you will hear from them if you haven't already. The Page of Swords could also be good news, the bearer of good news. And again, since this toxicity, the chains have been broken here from that past negative, from the ridiculous entity that had you in the dark, since that's been broken, you have this level of knowledge and protection around you. I don't have words. It's like, you know, they don't want me to talk either. That past energy is like messing me up so bad. It's like they didn't allow you to have a mind of your own. They didn't let you make any choices of your own. They didn't let you have a mind of your own. You probably weren't allowed to have friends. You probably weren't even allowed to have social media. This person was probably in the past constantly stalking you, watching you, making you feel claustrophobic. They're ridiculous. Because I was like right in the middle of a thought and it went, you know, I mean, It's like you weren't allowed to be, you know, what do they call it? You could only be seen and not heard. You weren't allowed to make any choices. You probably weren't allowed to have any money either. Yeah, look, you weren't allowed to do shit. 10 of Cups in reverse, Pisces energy. Also, there could be issues with depression here in this. I don't know if that's... I don't really feel you're depressed. Again, it could be that newer energy coming in, the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water energy or the earth energy, that might, again, just feel really, really upset or really disturbed that they weren't around to help you. The Five of Cups in reverse. You're healing from this. You are healing. If not, you have already done the work. But you see that person coming in, that they can't forgive themselves for not being there for you until they have your forgiveness. They feel like they need to ask you for forgiveness for not being there. I'm not even sure where this is going. The High Priestess. Cancer, Pisces energy. You're someone that's really been through a lot, and you know, it's like you've got that book of knowledge now. And I feel like you do have that mentality of what doesn't kill me made me stronger, and the tenacity, the resilience is pretty incredible. It's not often I get these kind of messages. I've never gotten a message so dark before. And then you see there's a darkness on this side and there's a lightness on this side. I mean, I just feel like you have really just been through it. You've been in just the middle of chaos. The initials B and J may be significant here. Pomegranates could be significant. The color blue, I feel, is. A lot of water there. But you may feel you still have to stay hidden for protection or something. Again, that's a side note. But somebody may actually be in some kind of protective situation here. I don't want to go too far with this. I don't like this. Justice, Libra, at the bottom, in reverse. Guess what is happening to this past individual here? Karma, baby. Karma. Karma, karma, karma. Karma. And you are rebuilding everything. But yeah, okay, so here's the main thing is there is someone that feels they weren't there to protect you when they should have been there. So you have that energy and they're coming towards you, and they do have a romantic love offer, I feel. Okay, I feel like this person does genuinely love you. I don't know what they were tied up in the past with, if anything. And I feel like they could be at a distance, earth sign or water sign perhaps. They don't have to be, but I feel those are the energies we're dealing with. And then, you know, this past person, I just feel like they're getting just pummeled with karma now. You're really something else to have come through something like that. It's, again, I'm really getting frazzled here and losing my words. This was really hard to channel. I may or may not go back to this a little bit later in the week. I'm going to pull a few oracles. You know what? I'm going to use a different oracle deck here. But I just want to say congratulations, because you are a true survivor. This is crazy energy. And to check out that song by Grimes, unless it brings back too many bad memories, because I don't want anybody to ever experience, PTSD or anything like that. Okay, so we have a few cards here. I never thought I could ever feel this way about someone again. I want more, but I'm scared that it won't work out. So I do feel like this is that new romantic offer coming in, especially that they could never feel this way about somebody else again. And this could have been that person coming back from the past, that they feel like they weren't there for you when you went to all that other bullshit. Doesn't have to be, but and oracle cards, I love them and I hate them at the same time, because sometimes they don't fit the tarot very well. But we're gonna try to pull maybe one or two more and see what happens. I hide my feelings. Oh, and that, you know what, you guys, that might be you as well. Because after going through something so traumatic, you might have to feel like you need to hide your true self, and from the world. And especially in the romance department, you might feel like you need to just close it down. That might be the safest thing for you to do. You might feel that way. You might still be guarded. I'm really shocked the Wounded Warrior didn't come out, the Nine of Wands. That really shocked me. I have trouble with intimacy. Okay, and again, this might not be true for you, but it might be for somebody else. Going through something like that is that traumatic, can affect or could affect you going further in something new, to be expected, right? But just know that you are strong enough where you can get through that. If you can go through what you went through with that possible air sign, you can get through anything. I freaking promise you. Okay. I don't know how to feel. Again, I just feel like now I'm repetitively possibly pulling on your energy. That's kind of how I'm feeling. So, you know, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna roll a number, and I'm gonna roll a zodiac sign, and then I'm going to sign off. I just felt the need to get that out. I needed to get it off my chest. Okay, so let's see if you can see that. We have 3. I think that's a 1, 2, 11, 12, 4. Again, I'm like in the dark. Where did that other one go? I see Pisces. Look at that. Water on the top. You know that High Priestess is Pisces energy. Well, some readers say it's Cancer, but I say like Cancer, Pisces energy. Aquarius, Gemini, Taurus, Capricorn, Libra. Those air signs. Look, the water's on the top. And then we flip it over. Capricorn, Earth, Taurus, Earth. And then, let's see, Gemini, air, Aquarius, air, Libra, air. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry that was so dark, but now that that is over, maybe, and maybe it resonates with somebody. Yeah, I had to get that out there, and I'm sorry, it's really dark topic, and, I don't know, you guys. Anyway, take care. Thank you for watching.